I'm about to take that very scary first step towards creating the life that I want and building the business I want. And ironically, Resident Evil is playing in the background. But if that is not the most Kit thing you have ever seen, I don't know what is. A girly did it. A girly did it. I got book funnel. I got my newsletter. I got my P.O. box so that I don't have to give everybody my real address. I own a business again. On the 23rd, you're just all going to get to see this entire process of insanity that I'm going through throughout the month of June leading up to it. I'm sorry, I'm too animated. I'm too happy. And before we go any further, I wanted to say that I'm going to be offering the first book in the Gemstone Soul series for free starting today. And you can find that link either up here in the cards, down in the description, or in the pinned comment. The Gemstone Soul series is a dark, spicy, paranormal vampire romance. It's why choose and enemies to lovers. So if you love a tyrant who will kneel for nobody but her, a best friend who comes back into your life, a vampire who is the most honor-bound, restrictive Regency man you've ever met, but secretly totally a dom, and a monster hunter who is just desperate to be approved, well then, baby girl, come and join us. Also, you do not have to have Amazon to get this freebie. You can sign up for the newsletter at the link below and read it through BookFunnel, which will give you an EPUB version that you can read either in their library or download and read on any of your e-reader devices. The first step that I needed to complete in this process was leaving my Kindle Unlimited contract. Now, I feel like Kindle Unlimited is a pretty amazing program for most authors. And it was definitely how I started because I didn't have the time or resources when I started last year to be on every single platform. That was too much for me to handle at that point. And so I figured if I'm going to be on Amazon anyway, I might as well sign an exclusivity deal because when you are exclusive with companies, they pay you more money. Now, I don't have anything against Kindle Unlimited overall. I still have some books that are in Kindle Unlimited, which means I'm only able to give members their free link for a limited time in between contract phases. They're every 90 days. For every 90 days that you're in Kindle Unlimited, you cannot post your ebook anywhere else at all. However, you can post your print book wherever you would like. The exclusivity is only for Kindle Unlimited. I have some books that do really well in Kindle Unlimited. My book, Claimed by the Sicilian Wolf, which is a short erotic that I plan to make a full-length book later, is definitely doing well in Kindle Unlimited. It does not pay me a lot when it's finished because it's short. So there are some genres and authors who find really great success. Sadie Kincaid is a really great example. I love her. I have Kindle Unlimited, so I read Kindle Unlimited books. And she's constantly ranking in the top 100 in every category because her books are so beloved on Kindle Unlimited. She writes Mafia and then she writes Why Choose Vampires. And that is Kindle Unlimited crack, as we like to call it. However, the Gemstone Souls is not a good book for Kindle Unlimited, even though it's a very long book. So when people will read it on Kindle Unlimited, I make almost as much as if someone bought it outright. But it just isn't a Kindle Unlimited book. It isn't one that you sit down and you power read through. It is dark romance, but it is a paranormal that is more heavy. It's longer. It has a lot more fantasy elements in it. It has a lot more urban fantasy in the way that it is paranormal. So it's not a binge this book over the weekend kind of book. There's a lot of material in it. The first one is like 150,000 words. So it's like The Hobbit. These books, they mostly are full purchases, not Kindle page reads. So I should go wide. And I decided that's what I want to do. I want to launch an imprint. I want to have the Gemstone Souls be available on every platform. And I want to have print editions of them that can be purchased on any platform and in multiple countries. So that is what I am working towards in phases. And that started with the imprint and the new cover today. And that's what the announcement is, that I have my own publishing imprint. I did not script this video. I have bullet notes that I'm looking at, but I didn't script this video, and I feel like my ADHD ass, you can tell. Normally, I am highly scripted because I write essays and then basically read you an essay that I wrote as if it were going to be turned in on a piece of paper and edit it to B-roll. So this process started about 30 days ago when I decided this is what I was going to do. And I sat down and made an announcement so that I could not take it back or leave because I was afraid, because I'm afraid of failing, but I'm also afraid of succeeding. I don't understand why. I then set out to find a cover designer. I found my cover designer through another author on Instagram. They tagged their cover designer and I went, "Oh my God, that's so pretty." Looked at it, went to their page, and it is exactly the brand that I want to have. And so I reached out to them and I asked if they would be able to do multiple books in a series and us just do one book at a time, what they do for marketing materials and wraps and special editions. And I made my purchase and I paid in full. I didn't have to, but I chose to. I like to have things just done and off the table so I don't have to think about them. I paid it in full and they started the process on the 10th. And as of today, the 20th, the book cover was ready. It was exactly what I wanted. I didn't need to make any adjustments or ask for anything to change. They did an amazing job. I described exactly what I wanted and they provided exactly that. And they even made the letters glow, and I was not expecting that that was something anyone could do, but it's absolutely cool and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And drum roll, this is the cover. I'm so excited. I'll get to show the rest of it when it's ready to be print because I can show the front, the back, and the spine. But before I can go to print books, I have to decide which of the major distributors I want to work with. I have decided I'm going to update everyone along the process of what I'm doing for releasing this book, but also writing on my other books and projects and doing weekly author updates and then monthly author updates that have to do with like business and content creation. I am going to allow myself to be in the author writing cave when I need to be because I have books to put out, and like this has been my whole life since I was 7 years old, and I volunteered at the YMCA to clean up the classroom so that I can go to free creative writing classes. This is this is all I've ever wanted. This All of my degrees are in writing and editing. I've worked in publishing, in traditional publishing as an editor and gotten to help other people and achieve their dreams of being an author, and now I get to do what I always wanted to do since I was little. I get to own a publishing company. I don't have any plans right now or even in the foreseeable future to publish other authors. I don't mind when authors reach out and they ask for help or they want to know things. In fact, I used to have an entire channel before weight gain and being bullied off the internet where I taught authors how to self-publish during the 2019 and during the beginning of the panoramic in 2020 and 2021. And I was known for my self-published, like a trad publisher series, and was actually did pretty well on TikTok. Uh, Before they changed all of the monetization structures on there, that was how I made my side income during the lockdown. And I got to see so many authors who are still my friends and my mutuals because I kept that account. I just did not keep the content. I privated all of it. But I still am friends with them and I still get to see how far they've come and the journeys that they've went on. So this is my whole life. Like when I write essays about game narrative, I'm talking about the characters and the narrative story and how things are structured and doing deep dives into them because I love narrative. I am a writer and I have always been a writer and I will always be a writer. And it just feels right to say, I am an author who owns her own publishing company. It never felt right to say I am a YouTuber. This feels right. It feels right. Like I said, I will be offering the first book in the Gemstone Soul series for free in exchange for signing up for the newsletter. The newsletter is going to have special materials that come out in it. It'll be behind the scenes or advanced chapters. Some things will be like exclusive books that only members or people who are subscribed to the newsletter will get, that are like prequels or side character stories. As well, it will be where I share updates that I can't share on YouTube. And there's a reason why I cannot share every update on YouTube. Part of it is because, as you know, I write spicy books. And YouTube doesn't let me post that material. It just does not. Patreon will let me post that material as long as my Patreon is set to 18 plus and anything that includes the erotic scenes is behind a paywall. However, I also have trouble posting book teasers on YouTube because of the format. The format is not good. But on Patreon, I can post teasers from the books and it be kind of like a blog post, but I can also set those to free. So I will be posting my updates via my newsletter and then a week, and to Patreons who are paying. And then a week later, I will have them be free as long as they're not something that's either actually exclusive to Patreon or is adult material. Everyone who is a member on YouTube still gets videos early, still gets all my books. Everyone who's a member on Patreon gets special updates that are related only to books, and then all of my books. But I want to be able to share, spicy scenes. Like, I want to be like, hey, I worked on this chapter and it has spice. I wrote this tiny little Send It Astarian thing and I want you to read it, or something like that. And I cannot do that on YouTube. So I can do that on Patreon, and Astarian things I can share on AO3. Should I say that? I don't think I should say that. I am going to have to be doing this in phases. I'm not going to have like the book out all at once and the print books out all at once, because it is expensive to publish a book. My first year, it was not that expensive. It was about $60 every 3 months for Grammarly and $15 a month for Canva. And then when I purchased things for stock images, it was only like $50 for a pack of 4. However, I did decide to purchase images from someone before people were in a point where platforms required them to mark when things were AI, and that didn't go well. And I got stuck with that and had no money to change anything. And in the future, I am only going to work with people directly, or platforms that mark when something is 100% human made or is AI made, because I don't want to make that mistake again. That was a very, very expensive mistake to make. And that mistake will live forever, forever on the internet. I will forever be the girl who was not smart enough to know when something was AI and spent her money. I will forever be that stupid person, and I will forever be judged for it. So I learned my lesson. I learned how to vet people. But being an author when you're working with artists can be expensive. And like I said, I make less than $20 a month right now on books and less than $100 a month on YouTube, including what I make from memberships. And the rest is just me living on a wing and a prayer, investing money and cutting back and buying the cheapest shit, and literally staying in a pair of pajamas that is oversized and falling apart, because I would rather buy a book cover than new clothes. When you got it, this is my ramen phase of my dream. This is my everything goes into the business, because I am taking a huge risk on myself. And the risk I took last year, it panned out. I got monetized and I got to have a YouTube channel and put out 7 books, and now I'm taking the risk of owning a business. With that said, I hope to see you in the next one. And it's because writing It's my passion. And with subscribers like you, I get to chase that passion. And with members, I get to actually chase that passion even more. And I cannot express how grateful I am for you to be here. And I cannot contain it. I might even edit this in a different order. So you see this part twice. I cannot contain it. How excited I am. How excited I am that you get to meet my men, my love interests, my Gemstone Souls boys, because they've been living in my head rent free. And I am a character first writer. I start with my characters and then I write everything else. And so I am, everyone gets to meet them because now I can offer it for free. I can offer the first book in the series for free and everyone can meet them. And I can't express how excited I am. I want you to love them as much as I love them. And with that, thank you for being here, and good night.